The first one is I think what we're seeing here is the death of America's one China policy. It's always been a lie. I mean, let's just be straight up honest about that.
Yeah.
The United States has never supported Communist China's assertions that Taiwan is part and parcel of the greater China.
Yeah.
We played lip service to it. We speak of a one China policy about what our true intent to China was. Paying lip service to Communist China's assertions that it alone was the master of all China, while continuing to tell the Taiwanese that we would defend them against any aggression from China. Now, we wouldn't enter into an alliance, we wouldn't have American troops on their soil, but we sold them weaponry and we encouraged Taiwan to create a vigorous self-defense capability. But the reality is Taiwan in and of itself can't defend itself.
Right.
If Communist China wants Taiwan, Communist China will take Taiwan. And Taiwan's only hope is that Communist China remain more concerned about the consequences of invading Taiwan than any benefit they would get from invading Taiwan. And it was the purpose of the United States in engaging with China to create this economic incentive that by, becoming a capitalist society, life will be great, life will be wonderful, and you'll be wooed over to the dark side. You'll be one of us, and you'll no longer have the intention of invading Taiwan because you won't need to. It'll be a one giant utopia. Well, the problem is China did capitalism better than we do. They combined, the entrepreneurial spirit of capitalism with the singular focus that can only come from state-controlled economies that are, such as communist China, and they've produced a world-beating product that the United States can't compete with. One only takes a look at the Belts and Roads Initiative over the course, of the last 12 years, 13 years, $7 trillion, trillion with a T, dollars in global infrastructure development that has integrated China to a degree that no one thought possible in the world's economy. China is in Africa to stay. China is in Asia, all over Asia. China is in Europe. China is everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're doing quite well. So that failed. And now the United States has to confront the fact that it got beat by China economically, trounced, not even close.
Right.
It's a total wipeout. And the only thing that we can do in response, because we can't compete economically, the only thing we can do is flex our military muscle. We've talked about bringing NATO into the Pacific, NATO. So, that's what we got. And China has been watching this with great concern. And they've told the United States repeatedly, you need to watch what you say. You can flex your pathetic little atrophied muscles all you want. We don't care.
Yeah.
But when you articulate policy that breathes life into the notion of an independent Taiwan amongst Taiwanese political elements that will now act on this, that's where China draws the line. A lot of Americans don't realize that this isn't just rhetoric, this is their constitution. In 2005, China inserted into their constitution an absolute requirement to go to war if Taiwan seeks independence. So it's not up to debate. It's not like there will be a debate in the Chinese legislature about whether or not to go to war. China is going to war right now as we speak. People need to wake up to this fact. China is at war with Taiwan. They don't need to declare war because Taiwan is part of China. So China doesn't have to say, we're declaring war under Article 51. No, they're just going to go in and they're going to do it. And they're doing it right now as we speak. They're mobilizing unprecedented forces. China ain't going to lose Taiwan. It's in their constitution, 2005, buddy. They're going to go to war. And guess what China's been doing for the last 20 years? We've been eviscerating our military capability in the Middle East, singularly preparing for war with the United States.
Yeah.
They have an army that is ready to go to war today. We don't. We don't have an army that's ready to go to war tomorrow, or a week from tomorrow, or a month, or a year. The Marine Corps, the most combat-ready force in the United States, the new commandant said, we can't meet our obligations under the National Defense Strategy because we've been lying to ourselves. We don't have any capability. None. Zero. Except nuclear. That's all we got going for us. And that's the great fear here, because we're getting ready to be humiliated in a way we haven't been humiliated ever. And this is going to be worse than Pearl Harbor if we choose to escalate. There's going to be a political Pearl Harbor because China's taking Taiwan. Get used to it. It's going to happen. We crossed a red line, and we can't say they didn't warn us. They said, we don't want to do this. Please don't make us do this. And yet we sent Nancy Pelosi, even though the president said it's stupid, the Pentagon said it's stupid, the State Department said it's stupid. We let an 82-year-old alcoholic get on an airplane, take the United States to war. This is the dumbest thing we have done in a long, long, long time. And there will be ramifications. Any idiot that thinks China would never do this because they fear economic sanctions. What? China will shut us down long before we shut them down.
Right.
Yeah. Will there be economic repercussions for China? Sure, just like there were for Russia. Last time I checked, Russia's running a surplus. We're in a recession.
Yep.
So, China has already thought this through. It's not like China woke up today and said, oh my God, Nancy Pelosi's landing in Taiwan. What are we going to do? China has been preparing for this. Everything's moving. We can't bring it back. We're going to war. China is going to war. Why? Because they have crossed the line. They have moved too many forces into position. It's too expensive. You can't do this over. You can't do this, then bring it back and do it again. They have crossed the line. They have accumulated the force, and they're going to continue to accumulate. They are going to war. Goodbye, Taiwan. Enjoy what little you have left of your pathetic little existence. It's on you. You could have said no. You could have turned the plane around. You could have done something. I hope I'm wrong. I hope in a week's time, in a month's time, I'm on your show saying, wow, China didn't invade. I got it wrong. You know what? I'll be the happiest guy in the world.
Right.
You know what? I'm not making any money with this prediction. And clearly you see, I'm not happy about this. This angers me. This infuriates me. I hope for nothing more than be able to come on this show and go, I was wrong. I'd love to be wrong on this. I really want to be wrong on this one.
Yeah.
But my God, man, when I look at all the data points, I just don't see China bluffing on this. They have warned us at the highest levels. We need to find an off ramp.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We need it, and you need it, because if we don't get off this off ramp, it's leading us in a path towards conflict. Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, this will end how China wants it to end.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, the concept of the United States leveraging its the existential survival of a nation now on the whim of China. And to be honest, I would prefer that the Chinese making decisions now than the Biden administration, because they've shown an inability to make any decision. There is a possibility that this is a bluff on the part of China, that they're putting all this muscle in. And when Pelosi leaves Taiwan, that Taiwan will try to repair the damage done and move in a different direction. I don't believe that's the case. I think Pelosi's visit is the exact opposite message. But we can never forget that China doesn't want to go to war with Taiwan. They really don't want to go to war. They're desperate not to go to war. They've been trying everything possible, to prevent a war. I just think that every red line has been crossed, so they really have no choice. But war is always a choice, and the cost of war is real. And I think the Chinese have an appreciation. They won't be going into a conflict with Taiwan with their eyes closed, meaning their eyes are wide open and they know what's going on. They are still suffering from the pandemic. Yeah. There's some economic issues there. Xi, is a leader that has to, win back the confidence of his people, even though we call it, communism. He's responsible to a Politburo. He's responsible to a Communist Party. And if he's an ineffective leader, they can vote him out.
Yeah.
So, a war that goes bad would be the end of Z. Could be the end of China. So this is a big step. It's not one that China would take lightly. But on the other hand, China can't allow this slap in the face to go unanswered because, again, having moved all this military force up, if they don't use it, it goes back and it becomes politically difficult to redo that. And that gives Taiwan breathing room to work with the United States to expand the boundaries of not quite independence, but getting close to independence.
Right.
Until there comes a day when Taiwan will cross that line and China's not ready to respond.
Yeah.
So, it's a gamble on the part of China, but the decision's theirs to make. I'm afraid they've made a decision to go to war. That is a horrible decision. Horrible decision.
Yeah.
Because it will destroy Taiwan. A lot of Chinese are going to die. The global economy, I mean, I don't know where your 401k is, but or if you have one, but I'd turn it into cash and then I turn that cash into something else. But, if you think our economy is having fun with the Russian energy issue, wait till we deal with the Chinese supply chain issue that comes about with the conflict in China.
Yeah.
We haven't thought this thing through. We really haven't. We're so unprepared, just like we were for the Russian energy crisis. We have a bunch of economic analysts who actually believe that America is the global economic superpower and the world revolves around us. And when we snap our fingers, things happen. They're finding out that no one's listening, man. We don't care about you anymore. You really don't matter. We don't. We're a joke. The only people that listen to us are our minions.
Yeah.
The G7, Europe, NATO, Japan, South Korea. When we speak, they listen, but even they're starting to get tired of it. I mean, look at Europe. They're fed up.
Yeah.
They're literally fed up. Look at NATO. NATO's basically sitting there going, how do we pay for all this? And where are you, America? I mean, are you really going to go to war with China? And you want to drag us into this stuff? I had to laugh that, the German foreign ministry made a statement earlier. If China invades Taiwan, we will throw our support behind Taiwan with the German fleet, the German Air Force, the German Army, or the vaunted German economy.
Ooh,
I mean, the one that's just so good. You're going to mobilize. What are you going to mobilize, Germany? What? You pathetic little excuse for a Central European nation. Come on, man. Shut up already. You're just encouraging the Taiwanese, elements within Taiwan. And there's the other potential for hope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only dozens right now, but I think Taiwan is waking up to the fact that their life is about to end violently. Yeah, and it would be nice if maybe the Taiwanese people took to the street and repeated the Sri Lankan storming of the parliament.
Right.
Seize control of the parliament, seize control of the presidency, and beg China not to invade. Don't do it. Don't do it. We will never invite the wicked witch of the West again. It isn't going to happen. Nancy Pelosi, ding dong, the witch is dead. We poured water on her already. She's done. We threw some gin in there so she's happy, but she'll never come back.